Padraig Carmody is a lecturer in development geography at Trinity College in Dublin.
For the last several hundred years, really, the West has been the kind of dominant force, or the countries of the West, in world politics and economics. And Brics is one of the things which is changing that. So it presents a kind of alternative to that. It reflects the changes in the global economy as China, India and other major emerging economies have developed. The balance of power is shifting, and Brics is a reflection of that.
As it gets bigger as a political and economic force, can it really take on and compete with, let's say, for example, the G7?
Yeah, great question. I mean, so the statistics show now that the Brics account for about 37% of the global economy. So they're actually bigger in their own currency terms than the G7 Western countries plus Japan. So economically, they're already as big or a slightly bigger force than the G7. The issue is that the established institutions that we have, like the United Nations, like the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, don't necessarily reflect that kind of shifting economic balance on power shift. And so, of course, people might question as well whether really competition is what we should be focusing on now, given the fact that climate change and the global biodiversity crises are really starting to impinge heavily on people around the world, in the US, in China and other places. Really, should we be competing, or should we be thinking about how we can cooperate more effectively, more deeply, in order to make sure that we're able to effectively address these crises?
For countries wanting to join, or those who've joined already, what's the advantage? I mean, is it an either-or? Is membership of Brics mutually exclusive of the world's other clubs?
No, it's not. And I think India is a good example of that. So India is a member of the Brics, but it's also a member of the Quad, which is a security dialogue with Australia, Japan and the United States. So many countries in the global south actually want to be able to benefit both from their relations with the West and from the big emerging economies in Asia in particular. So many countries don't see it as an either-or proposition. Turkey is interested in joining the Brics, but is a NATO member, so has historically been an ally of the United States, but is interested in seeing what benefit Brics membership might be able to have for them as well.